Here's a brilliant song by Willie Nelson, recorded by Patsy, Cline, but also by Willie. I'm going to focus on Willie's version because it's in the guitar-friendly key of C. Patsy Cline's version is a little more intricate. There's a key change, and anyway, it's in B flat. So we've got 4 beats to the bar and a very simple structure, an 8-bar verse that repeats. Then there's a bridge, which is also 8 bars, and then we're back to the final verse. So it's in an old style AABA format. But importantly, we've got a very slow kind of triplet feel with swing. So let's look at the picking pattern before we look through the chords. I'm going to use my thumb playing whatever the bass note is. That's going to be either the 6th, 5th or 4th string. And then I've got 3 picking fingers. Now my pattern's going to look like this, and I'm generally going to have my picking fingers on the top 3 strings. Thumb, then the first finger's going to play the 3rd string, then the other 2 fingers are going to play the top 2 strings, and I'm going to return to the 3rd string picked with the 1st finger. That's a very versatile picking pattern. I use that a lot for ballads and jazz tunes, but we need the swing, so we get. And I'll probably mention this as we go through the chords, but you could alternate the bass. Often there's not a lot else going on, so if you want to create a bit of interest, it's this kind of thing. That would be it for a C, for instance. I'm moving my 3rd finger down from the 5th string to the 6th string. Okay, so we have a bar of C in the verse, and then we have an A7. And the alternating bass would be open 5th string to open 6th string. Then we've got D minor for 2 bars. Alternating bass from the open 4th to the open 5th. Then it's G7 for 2, and the alternating bass is 6th string to the open 4th. And then we get to the end of the first verse, which is a 4-bar sequence like this. C, and C sharp diminished, that's played on the middle 4 strings of the guitar, so my picking fingers are going to need to move down, and it's like this. 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the 5th string, and the 3rd and 4th fingers on the 5th fret of the 4th and 2nd strings. Then it's D minor and G7. So because those chords just last 2 beats each, we get to play once through the entire pattern with that. And of course you can leave out the alternating bass that we have, but if you listen to the original, the string bass is playing that, and it does kind of add something. Alright, here's the whole of the first verse. Crazy, crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. 2nd verse. I knew, it's exactly the same. You love me as long as you wanted, and then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Now we're on C again for the end of the 2nd verse, but this time it's F for 2 and C. Then C7, so I'm bringing my little finger down onto the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. And then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Okay. Now the bridge kicks off with 2 bars of F. Worry, and the alternating bass here is 6 to 5. I don't have to move anything in the left hand. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Now, we've had 2 bars of F and 2 bars of C. Now we get 2 bars of D7. Wondering what in the world And the alternating bass there is open fourth to open fifth, just like D minor. Wondering what in the world to G7. But I reckon this is a better shape. You might see me use this quite a lot. A C chord with a little finger down on the third fret of the third string makes C7, and if I move that shape up 2 frets and play just the middle 4 strings, I've got a D7. Wondering. Okay, it's a slightly warmer sound. The notes are a bit closer together. The voicing's a bit more compact. Now, for the alternating bass, because this is basically a C chord, we can do just what we would have done for a C chord, but up here. Wondering what in the world did I do? Into the G7. Okay, now the last little detail we have here, and I've just kind of arranged what happens in the original. We have 2 beats of G7, then a beat each of A minor 7, then a B flat diminished. Now it's actually just the same as the C sharp diminished that we had, but 3 frets lower. So we get an open third string. And then G over B, which I'm going to play like this. And the reason is we get wondering what in the world did I do? You get a little climb up in the bass, and it's a kind of nifty little phrase. And just to finish off, make it a bit more authentic, here's this. Oh, that's a G7 sharp 5, G7 augmented, G7 flat 13. It's all the same thing on the guitar. But that sets us up really nicely for the final verse. So the whole of the middle section is worry. Why do I let myself worry? D7, wondering what in the world did I do? Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. So the final verse is exactly the same as the previous verses, but now we have something a bit different. We have F for a beat, crazy, and then E minor for trying, and then D minor, crazy, here's our C sharp diminished, for crying. And I'm D minor, crazy, G7 for loving, C to finish, you. So the whole of the final verse, crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying, crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving. Now at this point Willie just goes to a C chord. If you wanted to sound a bit more like the Patsy Cline version, I'm crazy for loving, play F before the C, crazy for loving you. And that's it.